putting in the pools as we move out of pool season. Wake Up Call continues here on WTLS. Score 94 and Hit 106. Watching on Facebook Live as well. We restarted the feed. If you're logging in this morning, you can check it out. We got Macey Stewart and Camden Mass from the Tallahassee High School swimming team here today. And we appreciate y'all both coming down. Congratulations to both on impressive performances over at Auburn at the University Swim Complex there this weekend.
Thank you.
What do they call it? The Aquatic Center or something like that? Yeah, make sure we get that right. Well congrats again. Macy, 2 more state championships for you. Cam, 2 more runner-up, a couple of runner-up finishes for you. You got another year to do it. She's headed off to the University of Alabama after it's said and done.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, congrats on that, too. I know you're excited, right? What is it that, first off, we'll talk about that before we get into what happened over the weekend. But Alabama, what was, I know there were other options out there for you probably. What was it that made you say roll tide?
Well, I've always been a real big Alabama fan. So
Coach Mask loves that.
I already decided in my head whether I was swimming or not, I was going to be at Alabama.
Yeah.
So once they offered me a spot on their team, I said, shoot, yeah.
So when will you go? Will you go immediately as soon as school's out and start working the summer, I guess?
I'll start in August.
Okay. You got your dorm picked out and all? Do you know where you're going to be?
I'll be on the Burke dorm.
Okay. I know what you're talking about there. I used to walk those grounds a couple of times there. Well, congrats again on that. That's a big deal for you. I know you're excited. Y'all talk about the weekend. First off, Macey, this is number 8 and number 9 for you, state championships at the high school level. So congrats again.
Yes, thank you.
Well, the 2 races, really, I talked about it. They weren't that close. You won by like 3 or 4 seconds in each, right? I mean, I know you don't want to boast, but that's impressive in swimming for sure.
It is.
So talk about the races. The 2, was the freestyle and the backstroke. Yeah.
Well, most of my competition is in the 6 and 7A division, so I didn't really get to race them. So the 1 to 5A wasn't too hard to win.
Yeah. Anything that has changed over the course of 9 rings now in the high school ranks? I mean, versus these coming easy for you, or what? I mean, it sounded like it was pretty easy.
Well, the past 2 years it has been, but before that there were still some girls in the 1 5A competition that were pretty good too.
Yeah.
One of them actually is swimming at Alabama right now, and when I went up there for a visit, we reconnected.
Yeah.
So.
Old hat when you win that many. It's still got to be pretty special. That's impressive. You're a state champion again. And Coach Mass brought this up. Coach, you can chime in on this. I'll ask you because you said the other day,
yes, sir,
of all high school sports, of all athletes, it'd be hard to find anybody that's done what Macey's been able to do.
And, I mean, this is probably, if you really want to think about it, I mean, across the state of Alabama, there can't be but 1 or 2. I mean, there might be, we know there's 1 with 11.
Right.
But to win 9 titles, I don't care what sport you're in, track, baseball, football, wrestling, I mean, that's phenomenal.
Sure.
And I don't know that there's another, athlete in our area for sure that's ever done this.
And you've got some that have done it in wrestling. You get a chance in one a year.
3 times.
Yeah.
And that's phenomenal. That's a feat that's amazing. But to win 9, she can only enter 2. They can only enter 2 events a year.
Yeah.
So if she could enter 3, she would have more.
That's just it. Yeah, you can only win what you put in, and you've done it, again, too, there. Cam, let's talk about yours. I don't want to slight you because what you did was very impressive. And Coach Mass mentioned this the other day, too, that you've continued to get better with your times. You put up personal best, and it's just you got one guy that I think he was ahead of you in both of those, right?
Yes,
just slightly. And he's a junior as well, right?
He is. So he'll be there next year. But.
Yeah, but you can work, and you can get him next time, right? But it's still there's nothing to hang your head about winning second place. Sure.
It's good to have him around.
Yeah, so talk about what you put in to get a couple of silver medals this time.
Just going to practice every day. And basically, me and Tyler, we had a plan. So with 2IM, we know what we had to go in to do to be able to swim the best time. The events you were in was the backstroke,
the
100 breast, and
the
200 IM.
Okay, I want to make sure we got that right. Yeah, 200 and the 200 individual medley and the 100 breaststroke.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So and you could. That's just it. I think you could do some other events too. Obviously, you're doing medleys and such, but if you could do more, you might possibly get an opportunity.
I probably would, but I'd probably just keep it at those 2.
Sure. So what does it take to get better each time as you go forward? I mean, I'm assuming just hard work, right?
Hard work, but then also, like, before a big meet, you usually taper off a of like a practice. Like, so when you're practicing really hard, you'll have like maybe a week before a meet that you start tapering off, and basically your practice get a little lighter, and you just start getting ready for the meet. Hydrate a lot, and just get ready to go.
Coach Mass mentioned this, how, y'all, the interesting, I never knew about the swimsuit, what it takes. A little bit different for Macey putting one on, I guess, but does it really take 30 minutes to put on these fancy suits?
Yes, sir.
It took about probably 20 minutes to put.
Holding the suit up, like, without putting it on, it goes from my shoulders down to my hips. It's just all the way down to my knees when you put it on.
You got to stretch that thing out, huh?
That's how small they are.
But it works, right? I mean, it saves you a little time. It's worth it, right? So Macey is obviously going to the next level. What are your thoughts? I know you got another year of swimming here at the high school level, but are you thinking that's what you might want to do as well? Any ideas of where you might end up?
Not right now, but, I'm just trying to see all the options first.
There's nobody that's a bigger Auburn fan than John Mask. I would say that versus anybody I know. There's a lot of big ones. If Alabama comes a calling just like they did to Macey, what would you do?
I'd go.
What would you do, John? You'd say, yeah, roll tide, wouldn't you? Yeah. Well, congrats to both of you. That one thing that was said when y'all came in this morning was you practice right after. I mean, you don't stop, do you?
Yeah. You never
do you get tired of it? You say, well, maybe I need to take at least a couple of days off. Is that, you just love it that much or what?
Sometimes we feel like we need a break, but we know we got to keep training for the bigger goal at the end.
If you take 2 days off, you'll feel like crap.
Yeah.
It takes 4 days to recuperate.
Yeah. How much time are y'all in the pool during the week? I know almost every single day, I guess, but what?
We practice about 2 to 2.5 hours each day. So.
And people don't realize what that does for the body. I mean, you're as good a shape as probably anybody in any athletic event or sport, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Is it tougher than anything else, would you say? I mean, the effort you have to put in?
It's brutal. A lot of people I've heard say that some of the kids that not familiar with it claiming it's not a sport or whatever. But
no, it's ridiculous.
I've had other athletes get in the pool and after say, "I'm not doing this. This is crazy."
Yeah, I haven't done a lot of swimming. I used to swim. We had a pool, but we had a birthday party at the old rec, the Tallahassee Rec Pool. It's over there in East Tallahassee, And let's have a race. And if you haven't been in the pool and done this and race just one lap, which is just from one side to the other. I got halfway. I about died. I was like, golly, that's all I had to get halfway, and I got to the end. Then I wanted to go throw up somewhere. It's that bad. You don't realize what it takes out of the body. Is that why those triathlons, it's a short swim, and it's a 50-mile bike, and it's, a marathon run?
Brutal.
Because it is. It'll take everything out of it.
They're getting ready now for, I guess, Southeast Nationals. You talk about what's next. That's the next big thing for them, the Southeastern swimming meet. And so now they'll get ready and continue swimming various events. But the next big meet would be the Southeast.
Where is that?
Huntsville, Alabama, and it's February, the same weekend as the wrestling state championship.
Yeah.
So we'll be up there wrestling, and they'll be swimming.
I guess you maybe go over and take a peek when you get a minute.
Not until Sunday.
Yeah, okay, I guess.
Go until Sunday.
All right. Well, congrats again to both of you. Thank y'all for coming down today. Macey and Camden, appreciate it. And good luck with that Southeast and what happens after that, of course, at the University of Alabama real soon. All right? Thanks again.
Thank you.
Yep. Appreciate y'all being here on the Wake Up Call. Macey Stewart, Camden Mask, both medalists in both events they participated in Auburn this weekend. We'll come back with more of the Wake Up Call on this Tuesday.